Hey guys, we are back. We're back in business here. Um, 1 second. Okay. Soulless shovel. I'm not Jesus. I'm not Jesus. Okay, guys. Time to work now. Learning openings. I would call it working usually, but you know, Denim Savage. That wasn't work. Tactics is work. Rar. Let's get some puzzle solved. Exactly, Sphinxy. Yes, Tactics stream. It's been a while since the last Tactics stream, right? Lately, I've been doing only blitz tactics and puzzle trash and trash like that. Now let's do some real tactics here. Learn. Let me close every other window here. Okay. Learn puzzles. I might be lurking though, as past my bedtime. Okay, cool. Cool it chips. It's okay. Let's see if I can show a better view for the tactics. Give me a second. So before I go into deep in the puzzle, I want to show my tactics rating, for example. Where is it? It's not here. It's not here either. Okay, 1 second. I need to work on this. No! Undo. It's gonna take me a little time. Be patient, please. It's gonna take a minute or two. Okay, that's bad. No. Okay. And now I need to crop. I need to fix the crop. What am I cropping? Oh, I'm cropping the wrong side of it. Oh my lord, this is gonna take more time than expected. Ah, there you go. Now I can properly crop it. This. Like this. Well, I hope you're solving the puzzle while I'm doing this shit. Okay, let's crop also this. And you know what? I'm gonna hide that one. Yeah. Not that. This. And this, I'm gonna put it like this. Rar. And now let me also fix this. Crop bottom. There you go. And now let's show a big Pepe. Okay, let's see this way. If it's okay for tactics. Okay, do you have it? Did you solve it already? So what do we have here? First things first, how is the material? We can go through the game. It's a short game. Scandinavian. Queen d8 and g6. That e5 move was suspicious. So material is equal, right? Material is equal, and white, of course, took to threaten some stuff here on f7. So first idea would be to take the piece with a move that defends the checkmate. Then of course rook takes e5 would follow, and I'm assuming we can take the rook because there's no longer a checkmate. I'm assuming with the bishop, and then the king might escape to d7. So that's one idea, to just grab the piece. What other ideas do we have? FC Icon, hello, good night. Well, that idea seems risky, of course, but if it works, we would be a piece up. The problem might be queen takes b7, right? So, for example, knight takes, rook takes, bishop takes f7, check. And if king d7, queen takes b7, check. And then maybe queens still have having the pawn on d6, still maybe queen c7, and we're fine. But it's risky business. I think it does seem to work, but okay. Let's see if we have something else, some other ideas. Do we have any other ideas? Well, knight takes e5 is the most natural move in the position. Also, not only f7 is hanging, also g7. So, for example, if we castle, just bishop g7, and white is more than fine. Actually, 95 or 94 are coming. So we don't have a lot of choices, actually. Naka just got 49 at Puzzle. Ah, you mean at Puzzle Trash. Break that record, Pepe. I'm gonna play some chess. Cool. Sounds cool. Yeah, 55 sounds more like Naka. Because 49, I think 49, I've seen people doing that, right? Arena tourney coming up, maybe later. Now we're doing tactics. Okay. Let me. I have just one cup of coffee, only one, and then I'm gonna go on fizzy water. So at least I'm going to try and solve some puzzles. Some, I don't know how many, but some. So I'll need to focus. Okay. I don't really see an alternative to knight takes e5. It's the only logical move. It's the only move that prevents a problem on f7 and still takes that. So I'm going to start with that, and then we'll take it from there, because I guess the puzzle sort of starts here. Here we have the chance to take the rook with the pawn. That seems really risky. Or with the bishop. That seems safe. So bishop takes queen f7, king d7, bishop e6, check. King c7, knight d5, check. Oh, king c6. Yeah, okay, in that line he's taking the piece, right? So bishop e5, oopsie. Bishop e5, if queen f7, oops, oh, my hand. Mouse leaping the arrows. Arrows leaping. Queen f7, king d7 only move, bishop e6, check. Now if king c7, knight d5 wins a piece, So I thought that maybe king c6 it's cool, right? Because if bishop check, then king goes to b6, and incredibly enough, it's going to be safe on a7. Also, our knight is not pinned. If we go to c6, the knight is not pinned, so if bishop d6 check, we just can't take. Because after queen takes d5 check, king c7, queen c4 check, king b8, there are no more checks. So I think we can run, actually, after bishop e5. Now, if pawn takes, then that's risky, because, for example, after rook d1, we're probably losing. If we save our queen, he has checkmate, so yeah, we don't have a lot of options here either. Well, the only logical alternative is just to solve the problem on f7 and still have something, but I don't see anything. He saves the rook and we're just trading. So I guess bishop e5 makes sense. This was the other line that I thought. Of course, king f8 is really risky, and here I thought that after king d7 he would go queen takes b7 check, and then queen c7, and I think he has nothing, because bishop e6 check, we go king d8. And I don't see anything for white. But of course, it feels risky. Now after this, instead of queen takes b7, there might be queen g4 check, but then we just run. So I guess the most dangerous for us is queen takes b7 check, but that's easy actually, because this is only move. So yeah, we don't have much of a choice. Now if we walk here, I'm assuming bishop takes g6 wins on the spot. King g7, queen f7, king h6, maybe doesn't win. Maybe doesn't win. The rook would be hanging at the end of the variation. Which rook? Which rook are you talking about? Did I miss something? I have every rook defended a couple of times. The a1. What? Bishop e6. Okay, I see what you mean. Queen c7, bishop e6 check. If I go to the back row, the rook is hanging on a8. That's right. Ooh. So I guess I have to go to f8 then, because that's forced. I cannot prevent it. Queen takes b7, only move, queen c7, bishop e6 check. And I have no moves. Losing the rook with check is not good, because we don't have a good way to block that check later. It's not just the rook, it's just we're checkmated or losing more material. So that's not an option. If that's not an option, this is the only option. And we'll see. I mean, now this is checkmate, so again, it's only move. Well, unless these stupid moves work, they cannot work. So I'm assuming this is the only move again. And the good thing. Oh, nice, Joanna! Congrats, 1500. Wow, you're at that pace. You. It was my side account though. Okay, your second account. These pro people with side accounts. But it's cool. At that pace, you're gonna get me very soon. Very risky. Very risky. What this position? It's the only line that works actually. I mean, it's all forced. It's all forced, and of course after this there's this, and I don't see how white does something there. You didn't miss anything, Joanna. The previous stream was just we looking at a shitty opening, so you didn't miss anything important. I almost beat Pepe. Yeah, exactly. Okay, let's try to solve more puzzles. What do we have here? Well, position is material is equal, right? Opposite color bishops, that means the initiative is key, is really key, and I don't like how our king is exposed, because our king is exposed. So for example, some moves like queen f6 can already threaten checkmate and be very annoying. We would be forced to like go here and try to trade queens. So yeah, this king is exposed. On the plus side, this king is also very exposed because it has no pawns. So interesting position, interesting. We might have some tactical shots on d4. I just don't see them working yet. And then we have some ideas to enter with the queen. For example, queen b7 is really promising. We have to see what's the difference between queen b7 and queen c6. I'm assuming from b7 we have access to some additional interesting squares, like b2 if necessary. So between the both of them, I would probably go to b7 because, for example, let's say queen c6, king d2, and we have no more. Oh, rook b2 still. Yeah. So no, but then rook b2, king d, king nothing, king. That's mate. Yeah, rook b2 seems winning there. Yeah. So what is the difference? There must be a difference between queen b7 and queen c6. Okay, anyway, the idea we see. The idea is to enter e4 check, and then that's terrible for white. For example, let's give a sample line. Let's say white goes for the queen b7 blocks the rook. Yeah, I just wanted to enter with the queen, but yeah, I guess it's better to enter with both. Let's say, for example, white tries to go for the checkmate. Our threat was queen e4 check, basically. Because, well, in that case, queen takes rook, sorry. Yeah. So against king d2, rook b2 is killing. So I guess if queen b7, king d2, queen b2 is not killing, or not so much, after a move like king e3. So that explains why queen c6 might be better than queen b7. Now, what can white do? The rook is hanging on h1, there's no time to threaten mate. For example, queen h6, which is not a mate threat, really. Oh, it is. Yes, it is. Queen h7, queen h8, rook h7. That's a mate threat. Queen e4 check. What? What does that mean? Give me a second, I need to translate something. Queen c6 seems really good. Why doesn't my chat work? Okay. One second. Ah, okay. Why is he asking that? Um, okay, so let's see that the line works. Queen e4 check. King f1 is king f1 or king d1. We have checks on d3 and f3 and what and what? That's a good question. And what? So, for example, king f1, queen f3 check, king g1. Oh, king g1, queen g3 check, bishop d3 mate. Yeah. Okay. And if he goes to the d line, we might have. So he can never run to g1 because queen g3, bishop d3 is made. If he runs to d1, queen c2, king e1, that doesn't work. And sacking on d4, rook takes d4, takes queen takes d4. And yeah, without the bishop, we have always the checkmate construction with queen and bishop. Always. It's just a matter of giving him the check on a dark square with the queen. And if he ever goes up, then rook b2. Yeah. So if queen h6 doesn't work, what can white do? It's not easy. Rook h2 maybe? Rook h2 to go to e2 if queen e4 check. But then queen e4 check, rook e2, queen h1 check, and we just take the rook because with the rook on e2 he has no attack. What else can white try? I mean, the rook is hanging and the check is there, so I don't see any other options unless we didn't consider that, unless white can castle. Can white castle? Now I have to see the whole game. No king move. There was a rook move. Rook g1. Rook g1, rook h1. So he can't castle short, but he can castle long. But okay, queen c6, if castles long, just rook b1, rook b2, and either queen e4 check or rook c2 check. Yeah. Okay, so castle long doesn't help. So, and we failed. Oh. Yeah, no, I don't understand why. Um, what does the engine say? Come on, we didn't solve it yet. We need to solve it. Stop talking about engines. Well, I guess the simplest would be rook e4 check and queen g7. I'm just trying to find something else, but I don't see anything else. So I guess just rook e4 check and queen g7. All right, so we need to understand two things: why rook takes d4 wins, and why queen c6 doesn't win. So rook takes d4. If he takes, then I guess the queen c6 line is stronger. But do we have something stronger than that? Queen c6. Could he save the bishop in the other line? Oh, I know. I know. Okay, let's have a look at the queen c6 line again. Let's suppose white goes I'm thinking queen g1, but I'm not sure. No, that doesn't make sense. Let's say simply queen h6. Let's say simply queen h6. So how was this winning again after king f1? Yeah, the thing is, I think we don't win here. I think if we check, he just goes back here. Of course, he never goes this way because there's this checkmate. But he just repeats between e1 and f1. So he never runs to rook takes d4 check, and he never runs to queen g3 check and mate. So, or the bishop goes back. Well, that seems risky. Going back with the bishop seems risky, I think. Here going back with the bishop, yeah, maybe it works, because yeah, it's the same idea as in the line I was saying, that he has a threat. We cannot stop checking. He has a checkmate threat. He has a checkmate construction here. So I guess blocking with the bishop works, but I think king e1 also works, because I don't see how to make progress here for black. We need to have the bishop removed before, so that now we can keep checking until mate. So I guess that's the reason. Rook takes d4 is necessary first. All right, so we won 13 points. In the previous puzzle, we lost 12. We're in positive, yes. Whoa, Albatros, thanks for the fizzy water. Okay. Check it with the engine. No, I'm anti-engines, Fuchsia, please. Sometimes the Lichess solutions are wrong. I've never found a wrong solution on Lichess. Okay, let's see this one. Knight c5. So here the pawn structure is boring and symmetrical, and we have a very advanced pawn. I had at least a dozen with wrong solutions. Never happened to me. Engines are kind of bad for your chess. Yes, they are. Knight c6. Oh, John giving a move already. Yeah, knight c6 seems like a logical idea. Okay, so it's all about the pieces in this puzzle, right? The kings are safe, the pawn structure is boringly symmetrical. Rook ac1, hanging the knight on a5. Probably risky. Probably risky, Sphinxy. Knight c6 on the other hand. So let's see, knight c6, rook takes a1, knight takes e7 check, king f8. And how do we do this? Knight takes c8, rook takes f1, king takes f1. It seems we're a piece up, but whose king is safer? Our king is safer. Okay, it's very forcing, although let's say knight c6. Let's suppose black doesn't want nothing of that happening, and black just says, okay, let's keep the material. Knight c6, bishop f8. What is our threat? What is really our threat? Rook c1 is the threat. Yeah, rook c1 is the threat. So knight c6, bishop f8. we have to go rook a1. We cannot trade on c8 on a8 and then go rook c1 because rook a1. Oh, Fuxia is giving an example. Okay, let's have a look at that. An example of a wrong puzzle on Lichess. Okay. Let's see. We're going to go back to that one later. Okay. Best move for white. Okay. We're 2 pawns down, so we better we better find something strong here. Okay, trading rooks and going rook b1. Black makes a terrible move that loses the queen. No, but okay. First, let me try to solve it. Let me try to solve it. So the first idea is trading rooks and rook b1 check. That seems really powerful, and because we have a check on the diagonal, so king a8 is forbidden. King here will lose the queen, so king a6. We have probably a check on d3. Then king a5 only move. Maybe that's not the best check. Maybe on e2. Okay, check. King a5. I don't like that check, man. This puzzle only works when black makes a bad move. I don't believe that, Fuxia. I don't believe that. So rook takes, king takes. Rook b1 check, king a6. Queen d7, I like it. I like queen d7 a lot. That's the kind of move I wanted to find. A move that protects d5 and c6 and keeps the threats. Because queen b7 is a big time threat. Is Pepe going to lose rating for doing it? I don't think so. Maybe trade rooks and queen d7 or immediately queen d7. No, but then there's king a8. If trade rooks and queen d7, there's king a8. So queen d7 first, I guess queen c7. Right? I don't believe that those ideas. I mean, if I trade and go here, king a8, and I don't see how to continue. And if I go here immediately, queen c7 seems to defend everything. So, I don't know. No, I think we need to take and be attacking with 2 pieces against 1, with this rook still here. This is unrated when called directly by URL. Okay, so let me try it. And now I think this is the logical check to continue, so I'm gonna try it. And now let's pin the queen. And the puzzle is solved. But of course, we need to see what happens after king a6. What's the win? I'm sure there's a win. I'm sure the puzzle is not wrong because this is engine approved. All puzzles on Lichess are engine approved. So I'm sure this is a winning position as well. We just need to find it. Yeah, Queen d3 was my first idea. I just don't see how it works after King a5. Probably Queen a7, then Queen d7. Or wait, actually Queen d7 here has also some idea. a4. Yeah, I thought about a4. Okay, let's try a4. Oopsie, sorry. After rook b1, check. Oh, my goodness. Sorry. After king a6, let's do this check, and now a4. I thought about this, but first of all, I'm allowing checks. Maybe it's good. I just didn't want to calculate that. But okay, maybe it's good. Takes, check. Okay, of course he cannot take here, because check, check, and mate. So, okay, this is a big time threat. So black has mainly two options, a6, that seems awful, or queen c6 check, and now there's only check here, and now there are no more checks. So yeah, this might be the solution, because he finally has to go this way, and that's terrible. That's terrible. And I'm assuming this could be the easiest way to win, or not. Maybe not. Maybe I'm... that was forced. Yeah. I'm sure that there's a win in that line, Fuxia. I don't believe you that king a6 saves the queen. I think that the king is checkmated. Has to be checkmated. Did you check with the engine, Fuxia? I mean, the puzzle is totally fine. If king a6 gets checkmated, probably king c7 is the best move. Look at it with the engine. White gets only a perpetual. No, no way. Queen d7, it's saying. Okay, let me try the line we were seeing. King a5, a4 plus 5 already. It says plus 5 after a4. Yeah. Queen c6, king g1, exactly what we saw. Yeah. I think you're wrong, Fuxia. Fuxia is never wrong. I mean, but Fuxia is saying this is a draw, and it's not. Fuxia says the engine gives a draw, and it doesn't give a draw. I'm sorry, Joanna, but Fuxia is wrong now. Then good luck finding the mate. We did, Fuxia, we did. We did find the mate. Did you see what I just put on the board? We found the mate, and now we're checking with the engine, and the engine is giving our line. a4 leads to checkmate. Ay. You weren't paying attention. We showed the checkmate. We showed the checkmate, Fuxia. Queen c6 check. Okay, let's follow the line. King g1. Now what, Fuxia? I'm gonna show you the line we saw. Queen c, because you weren't paying attention. Queen c5 check. King f1. a6. Queen d2 check. King takes. Queen check. King here. Check. King here. Check. King here. Check. Here. Check. Here. Checkmate. Now you tell me if you have any improvement after queen c6 check, king g1. And the engine is giving +5 in that position. So you cannot say the engine is giving a draw. I just turn it on and it says +5. Maybe Fuxia has a slow PC that can't calculate that many moves. Maybe. Still Team Fuxia. I am Team Fuxia, but Fuxia is wrong now. +5 because you can't stop the mate by giving up the queen. Yeah, exactly. The only way is to sack the queen to stop the mate. That's why it is +5. Forget it, let's go back to real tactics. Yeah. So better to give up the queen early with a better king. Yeah, of course, if you're getting checkmated with king a6, probably the best move is king c7 and give up the queen, with also the chance to get fast with the rook into play. What was your line again? Ah! Okay, king a6, queen d3 check, king a5 only move. We agree on that, right? a4. You said queen c6 check, king g1. Do I show the line again? Queen c5 check, king f1. No more checks for black. Black has to stop rook b5. So either black takes here and allows this checkmate, next move, or black plays a6. Only way to stop rook b5. After king g1, h takes g3. Okay, after king g1, in this position, h takes g3. Okay, let's say rook b5 check, right? Rook b5. Well, this wins the queen or not. Rook b5 check. And you say king a6, rook b1. Why rook b1? No, we have to have something better than rook b1 here. Okay, guys, let's find the mate here for Fuxia. Well, I guess instead of the mate, we can simply take on g5 and take on g3, at least. Rook c5 check. It's not check, Turtle and Jim. So after this check, king b7, would you take the queen? Yeah, okay, yeah, that works, because we have king h1, right? So yeah, rook c5 wins the queen. Also, if we're scared of the counterplay, we can go check and rook takes g3. But I guess we don't want this, because after this, probably we want to checkmate, right? But yeah, rook c5 should be the easiest. And that's all forced. That's all forced. Is that apple juice? Nah. And can easily win with the pawn plus queen. Yeah, okay, let's go back to tactics. But the engine line, black wins more material. Okay. The engine, I don't like to use it. I already said that. But if you use it, you gotta trust it. Because the engine sees everything and sees more than you. So whenever you think a puzzle is wrong, and these puzzles are created with engines, these puzzles are taken from real game positions, and the evaluation is at least +2 for one of the sides, for the winning side. So if you do use an engine, you need to trust it. You cannot think that a puzzle-only chess is going to be wrong, because they're using engines to check them. Anyway, let's go back to the tactics. So here we were having this idea of knight c6. Did report a few bad puzzles already, didn't bookmark them, unfortunately. Well, I can tell you I've never found any wrong puzzle, and all the times I thought, oh, this is wrong. I just needed to dedicate more time until I really understood the position. Okay, let's see if I can do a couple of tactics, all right? Please. We were looking at knight c6 here. We were looking at knight c6, and the idea is rook takes doesn't work for black. It seems so. So after knight c6, I was thinking that black might just chill and say, okay, let's keep the material together. And then we had the idea of rook ac1. Oh. 1 second. So okay, let's say black plays bishop f8. I think that's the only way to chill. Maybe king f8 also, but that seems stranger. So bishop f8, and then rook ac1. Not trading first, because if we trade, no, actually trading first. No, not trading first, because then after rook c1 there's rook a1. Ah. So knight c6, bishop f8, rook ac1. What does black do? Yes, clown pawn. We already saw that previously. Someone suggested rook ac1. Okay. So knight c6, disconnecting knight from the rook on c8. In this puzzle, black gives a knight in response, which isn't necessary and not the engine's first choice. Oh, Fuchsia, do you really want me to go there? Oh, shit. Okay, let's go there. No, I don't believe you, Fuchsia. That's the problem. I don't believe you. Okay, this puzzle. Wow, what a terrible position. I guess it must be about trapping that queen. So let's see, what do we have here? Bishop there. So if we start with this, even if he takes, we take back with the knight. At some point the queen has to run. No, actually that's good for black. Or not. D5 followed by bishop d4 ideas. D5 95, right? Okay, so bishop g5 is one idea, e5 is the other idea. But e5 seems really risky. Thanks. Bishop g5. Okay, bishop g5 is really tempting. So what can black do against bishop g5? Of course he cannot take it because we have a fork on f7. Here we might have a fork on d5. The problem is we don't, because the pawn on e4 is pinned. So we still need to work out what happens after queen g6 and or queen e6. Maybe bishop c4. Okay, Fuxia, I really want to go back to tactics. Can you tell me what the solution is? It is bishop. Oh, I cannot fail it. Sorry, my bad. I cannot fail it. Let's try some random moves until I find the solution. D5 takes. Okay, so it was D5. So okay, D5 and okay, knight takes D5. Okay, so I guess D5 is winning a piece. So what's after here? What is the idea? Yeah. I mean, I really need to turn it on. And you said it wasn't the engine's first choice. Okay, let's see what the engine's first choice is. The three of them are very close, bishop f3, knight takes d5, and knight e5. I guess if I let it run for a while, they're very close now. Knight takes d5 might be the first option. The thing after knight e5 I'm seeing is there's queen a4. Ah, that's cool. Queen a4. Just positional advantage? No, it's not positional advantage. This is a killing position. Like, I'm assuming after a6 there might be some bishop takes a6 also. Why giving a poor response? It's not a poor response, Fuxia. Come on. If you're losing, you're watching this with human eyes, not with engine eyes. So if you want to use the engine, you gotta trust you gotta trust the engine. Does it win something immediately? Okay. I'm assuming it does. I just cannot understand it yet, but I'm assuming queen takes a7 is a big time threat. I don't know. It's a complex puzzle. I cannot solve it. Let me solve my puzzles, please. I'm getting too stressed with this. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting too stressed with this stupid discussion. Now I failed this. Okay, let's try the only other move. Why? Okay, never mind. Never mind. Continue. Good. Take. Okay, bishop a5 is interesting. It's not the only idea, we're a pawn down also, so probably not good to begin an exchange. No, I've been doing crazy house passes already. Please, no. We might play crazy house. Actually, I really want to play crazy house now. I'm like hating doing tactics now. I just wanted to do a couple of them, but I cannot focus. I'm not tilted, I'm just distracted because you keep talking about everything but the puzzle. Okay, let me try to solve this. Okay. Where is the tactic? Well, queen d3. Why didn't I think queen d3 before? Well, I did think of queen d3, but what did I thought? Ah, bishop e7 or bishop c7. Queen e3, bishop c7. Yeah, okay, queen d3 doesn't work for anything. Queen e4 doesn't work either. Bishop a5, rook d7, then queen d3. Okay, so bishop a5, if rook d7, then queen d3. That's good, but again, we need the exchange. Is it enough? Bishop a5, rook d7, queen d3, rook f d8. Bishop takes rook. Well, no, that's terrible for him. So he has to give up the exchange previously. So bishop a5, bishop c7. He's not giving up the exchange. I'm stupid. Yeah. Bishop a5, bishop c7. No, but then rook takes d8. Then rook takes d8, we're a piece up. Yeah. Okay. So bishop a5, bishop e7, bishop takes d8, bishop takes d8. It's not an exchange, it's more than that. So he cannot move the bishop. So bishop a5. Black has a problem. How to solve it? Queen. Yeah, bishop a5 wins. So against bishop a5, the ideal way to give an exchange for black would be queen e7, but there's no queen e7. Ah, there's the queen b5 idea. Bishop a5, queen b5. No, but then he loses a piece. No, no, no. Bishop a5. And here queen d3 was my idea, but maybe I have something better. No. Okay, queen d3 c4. Queen d3 c4. We have a small issue because if queen d4, bishop c5. Queen takes c5, queen takes c5. And we have a problem. So c4 is a real problem. Because if c4, queen d2, bishop c5 check is a problem as well. Oh boy. So takes, no. Bishop b4, he's pinned. So bishop b4, if queen b5, we just trade and take on c5. Oh, but again, takes on c5 is check. Oh, for God's sakes, why do we have the king on g1? Is the solution king f1 now? So bishop b4 doesn't seem to work. Bishop b4, at least queen b5 doesn't work. I mean, bishop c4, queen b5. Bishop b4, queen b5, we take, and then we cannot take on c5 because bishop takes c5 check, and he trades. No. And queen d3 again, queen d3, c4. Oh wait, queen d3, c4, rook takes bishop. And if he takes, he has no checks, exactly. Because if queen c5 check, queen d4 works, right? Rook takes d5. No, wait. Queen d3, c4. Rook takes d6. The bishop is on d6, yeah. Rook takes d6. Queen c5 check. Queen d4. Rook takes d6, hangs the queen. That's the key. Yeah, I thought that rook taking was defending his queen. So okay, queen c5 check, queen d4. and he's either losing the rook. Yeah. Okay, so rook takes d6, queen takes queen, rook takes d1 check, king g2, and we have queen and bishop for 2 rooks. We should win that. Okay, that was... yeah. Cool. Okay. Oh, I just remember I have something to prepare for tomorrow I didn't prepare. Okay. Okay, guys, I want to solve, let's say, 2 more puzzles. 2 more puzzles. I failed 3, and I solved 3 already today. So I lost 35, 20, 22, 30, 13, 35, 22. Yeah, I lost 23. Sorry, 23. No, 22. Yeah, I lost 22 points in this session. Let's try to regain those 22 points. So I'm gonna stop when either I regain those 22 points or I fail more. If I fail yet another one, then I stop. And if I regain those 22 points, I'll move on to Crazy House. Okay, bishop g4. Any knight jump with the knight on f4 will hit the queen, so knight e6 is a move. Knight d5 is a move. Knight d5 is tempting. Knight d5 is really tempting. Six hours later, I need to regain those 21 points. No, because if I fail one, I just stop. So it will not be 6 hours. Okay, knight d5. What is it with knight d5? Knight d5. If bishop f3, queen f3, more or less the threats are the same. Knight d5, how does he defend queen and knight? Well, queen e6 is one option, but then knight takes b6 seems winning. Queen f6 is not possible, so knight d5 is really strong. Now, we have equal material. So, okay, knight d5, queen e6, knight takes b6, d5 maybe, then knight takes back on d5. Queen takes e4, I just trade and no. And I don't see any difference between that line and the line with knight e5, bishop f3, queen f3. Is there a difference? I don't see any move for black against knight d5, which scares me because it's the kind of position where I might be missing something. Okay, let's say knight d5, knight takes d5, bishop takes h6. Black has nothing there. It's too easy to be true. I have the feeling I'm missing something. I have the feeling I'm missing something. For example, the line 96 might give also an advantage, but this is a puzzle, so one of the two has to be wrong. Of course, 95 seems to win more material than 96. Basically, the queen has no good square. So I would pick up a full piece if the queen goes to e6, and I would probably pick the queen otherwise. So it seems like 95 is winning a full piece, and 96 seems it's winning an exchange, maybe. But it might has a drawback, 96. Well, it has a couple of them. For example, yeah, no, 96 is terrible. Yeah, 96 is terrible. Yeah. What was I thinking? Yeah, black gets 3 pieces and attack for the queen. Yeah. But 95, maybe that's what is hard about this puzzle, to realize that 96 is not good. But I don't see any answer against 95, so let's go there. Okay, and here just this, right? I thought this. Is there anything better? So we take a full piece. This is a full piece, I think. So knight takes b6, d5, I'm expecting. Knight takes back on d5, then queen takes e4, and we trade knights, and life is good, we're a piece up. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, expected something like this. Can you say puzzle number after doing them so we can try variations? Okay, I can do it with this one, but don't tell me to remember every time. So yeah, the thing with 96 is after takes with check, he's gonna take 3 pieces for the queen, at least. Let's say we put the king here. Yeah, it seems that we have something, but actually it's black who might have some good coordination with the bishops and the rooks. So yeah, I'm assuming that was the problem with 96. Let's continue. Okay, 3 points, so 19 left. See you, Rocken. Good night. Rook takes f6. Okay, so the obvious rook takes f6, bishop g5. No, we have no good checks. I mean, we're on exchange up, right? Rook takes f6, bishop g5, rook f8. But that it cannot be that obvious. But on the other hand, what else do we have? This puzzle is confusing. I mean, there's no alternative. A king takes rook. Queen h4 seems to lead to mate. Yes, it does. So I don't see any other move here. Rook takes f6. I find it confusing when a puzzle is obvious because I might be missing something. But we have to take that rook. We have to take it. There's no other choice. And we have no other interesting move. Okay. With the queen. He pins with the queen. Okay, that makes it more interesting now. Yeah, that's actually a good pin. So now, that's really interesting because we cannot ping on the G line like G5 and then Rook G8. We cannot do that. So he's basically threatening Bishop G7, I think. Because if Rook F8, Bishop takes F8, and then we're not in good shape. G5, Rook G8, that was my first idea, but the problem is Bishop takes G8. And a Rook on F6 still pinned, so we don't have Rook G6. And the problem, if I want to enter with the queen somewhere, I only see the squares C1 and E1, but they're both covered. So it's not easy to get some counterplay here. But I guess I need to. I need to have an answer against Bishop G7. Because against Bishop G5 I have Rook F8. That's easy. Well, easy. Rook F8, Queen takes H7, King D8. It's easy as long as my queen is defending D7. Ufda. Ah, well. Oh, look at that. Queen C7. Look at that cute move. Queen C7, very cute move. Because, well, it prevents Bishop G7, I think, because Queen C1 check. And we're gonna crawl in with checks. Somehow we're gonna get to the point we can trade queens. So that's the easy. Now it prevents Bishop G7, but it doesn't prevent Bishop G5, right? But then Rook F8, Queen takes H7, or maybe first Bishop takes, Rook takes, and then Queen takes H7, King D6. Beautiful, King D6. And we're out of danger. And an exchange up. Yeah, that was a cool one. 11. So I need 8 more points, I think. Let me do the math. Plus 13 minus 13, okay, minus 35, and we have plus 10 and 27. 35, 27, 8, yeah. I need 8 more points. How do you get the red arrows? Big-brained individual. We have the explanation here. We have 4 colors, 4 different colors. Hey Violatic, what's up? Okay. Rook D1. Yes, Violatic. Someone did. All right, what do we have here in this position? We have some F4 tricks at some point of the line, for sure. For sure, F4 is a move I want to do at some point. So for example, the problem, okay, this seems interesting, but after takes an F4, there's Queen H4, so we gotta be careful with that. But if we start with F4 and he takes, then we have a free knight. Oh, is that simple? Is that simple? F4, the simplest fork ever. He takes, we grab the piece. That's simple. So what can white try? Knight d3 maybe, but we take the queen with check. There's no option. No, it seems too easy. Yeah. we take the queen with check. There's no option. There's no option for white but to take the pawn. Unless the queen can move somewhere else where it creates a threat, but I don't see where. Nope. And then we take. Okay, let's consider that position. White might have something there. Rook g3 to take on h6. We go rook c3. Oofda. 5 points. Okay, 3 more points. 3 points to go. That was stupidly easy. Okay, there's a knight hanging there. If taking the knight is the solution. It's equal material, but we can take a knight. We can fork also on b4. So what's white's idea after pawn takes knight? A bishop f5. Okay, if we start with knight b4, bishop f5, knight takes queen. Knight b4, bishop f5, knight takes queen. We end up with a lot of pieces forked. If bishop takes d7, just rook takes d7, defending the bishop, or king takes, also good. So after knight b4, we're winning material, I think. Because if he moves the queen, we take on d3, we take the knight. So knight b4, bishop f5, knight takes queen, bishop takes queen, rook takes queen, rook takes bishop, or king takes bishop. Probably rook takes. And then 2 rooks and a knight are hanging. Yeah. Okay, I didn't see that one. Okay. Rook took something on e7. So plenty of good options here. So if I take the rook on e7, let's start with that, because the alternative is to take the queen. If I take the rook, bishop f5 check, king b8, then I take the knight. But if I take the queen, he takes my queen. And if I take his rook, he takes my knight. And still should be good, because I can take his knight. What's better? So queen takes rook, bishop f5 check, king b8. All right, guys. If we solve this, we're done with the tactics. If we fail this, we're done with the tactics. So this is the last one, and then we're gonna play some crazy house. I need it. So let's solve this one. There's two options, two clear options. Taking the rook, option number A. Taking the queen, option number B. Which one grabs more material, or which one is not winning? So queen takes rook, takes a rook. So we would be an exchange up, because of course the rook took something there on e7. We would be an exchange up, but we're threatening the queen and the knight on b5. Also the bishop on d3. I guess white has a couple of options there. One being knight e7 check, another being bishop f5 check, another being after bishop f5 check, king b8, some crazy bishop f4 ideas, but I guess he has to save the queen though. Queen a4. Queen a4 immediately. Wait. But the bishop is hanging. Ooh, almost there. So queen takes rook. Queen a4, we just take the bishop. That should be good enough. Even there's not a problem queen a8, is it? There's not a problem with that. Okay, and now knight takes queen, rook takes queen. So far we're a piece down. We take the rook finally, I guess. Or we take this rook. The knight might be trapped there. So if we take that rook, he trades here. And eventually we'll attack our knight. We would be an exchange up also. But our knight is slightly trapped on a1. And if knight takes, rook takes, if we take this rook on d7, seems good also. It also seems good. He has the bishop. Wait. So knight takes queen, rook takes queen, rook takes rook, bishop f5? I guess he moves the rook, hitting our knight, or he takes our knight. If he takes our knight, we take his knight. Knight takes e2 leads to an exchange up, yeah, I think so, but I think queen takes e7 also leads to an exchange up. So I'm trying to assess what's the best. Queen takes rook is the one that I like the most, I think, but I'm starting to see ghosts here. It also defends the knight, accidentally. Bishop f5 check and queen a4 ideas for white. Yeah, that's what I considered, but I didn't see how that's good for white. Bishop f5 check, king b8. If queen a4, we just take the knight. And we would be a lot of material up in that line. We would be an exchange and a piece up. So after queen takes rook, we're an exchange up, and we're hitting queen with a knight that's defended, and we're hitting knight on b5. So I think we're going to be more than an exchange up in that line. So it seems stronger than the other line where when we are an exchange up. So okay, I spent already too much time with this, so yeah. Cool. What I really hate are puzzles that just don't stop. Had one with 5 moves today. I love them. I love these puzzles. What I really love is to see all in advance. But okay, sometimes you didn't get it because here I didn't consider rook takes e7, which really annoys me because it is definitely a move to consider. So I should have seen this before. But okay, easy. Yeah, easy. Yeah, and here we're gonna take yet another piece, so we're gonna be a lot of material up. While in the other line, it's arguable if we're winning or not. The other line, so rook takes rook and rook takes c7 are threats, so I think we have to take on d7. Let's say with the rook, I don't know. And if we take with the rook, for example, after this, he has this, and and it might be a drawn endgame, right? It might be a drawn endgame, this. If we take with the king, I mean, if we take with the knight, we're losing the exchange in a different fashion. And if we take with the king, there might be some bishop f5 check ideas also. Let's see. How is this not winning for black? Does black get a lot of material for his no. Okay, let's see the obvious line. Or this. Maybe the point is that it's just an exchange for a pawn and white has the bishop pair. Maybe this is enough compensation for white actually. Yeah. But thankfully in the other line we're winning more material than exchange, so that made the decision easier for me. Okay guys, I'm done with the tactics. It wasn't that bad in the end. We regained the points we lost. Let's switch to Crazy House. Let's switch to some Crazy House. Rawr. And for that, I will need to do a very short, quick, fast break. Let's create an arena. Let's create an arena. So I can do the break. Oh, I also need to, let's do it during the first game. Because Crazy House isn't tactical at all. Exactly, Fuxia, exactly. Oh, what was the thematic today? Sicilian defense. Roar. Okay. Okay, let's create an arena. For Crazy House, you need alcohol. Yeah, cheers. I'm gonna grab more. Alcohol arena. No, let's put a safe title. Let's put a safe name for the tournament. Crazy. Okay, let's put the rest of the fields while I think of a name. Okay, and for the name, Tipsy Arena. Yeah, I like that one. That's a cool one. Let's call it Tipsy Crazy. Tipsy Crazy Arena. Create. No password. Okay. Okay. I've put it starting in 5 because I need to stop and start the stream very fast, so it gets recorded in a different video. So I'll be right back, and also do a very small break. Let me share the link with you anyway. There you go.